This is just gonna be probably the funniest and shortest review we've ever done.
Yeah, let's let's talk about this. All right, hey world, welcome back. Not cutting that, but welcome back. Small Couch Review. It's your boy Sam.
It's your boy Joey.
And today we are talking about Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
So it's a reboot from the other Resident Evil movies made by Paul W.S. Anderson. Jovi and I went to see this literally just now. We just got back from it.
Yeah.
Took a break from playing Forza. I'm playing Guardians of the Galaxy, as you'll see on our Instagram page. Also doing some Halo stuff.
Heck yeah.
Took a break from our Thanksgiving leftovers, and any single one of those probably would have been a better option.
Like for real.
Let's talk about it. Like, I'm just gonna, like, before we even start, just off jump. I'm sorry, did you play any of the games?
I played some of the earlier games.
Okay.
But not, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of the video games, this is not it for you. I'm just gonna say that off jump. This is not a good video game adaptation. You will not like anything they did with the characters, particularly Leon, Kennedy, and Wesker. When they introduced Wesker, I was like, okay. Yeah, so pretty much off jump, I had to stop thinking about it as a Resident Evil movie and just thought about how I would think about it as a regular movie. Mm-hmm. And it was still pretty bad.
I think I personally was trying to make it Resident Evil. Like, oh, it's the 90s. Oh, some shots are fuzzy.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, there's very close angles in pistol shooting.
Yeah.
That's what I kept, like, as I'm watching, I see what you're trying to do. And that's it. I see what you're trying to do.
Correct. Okay, so this movie, like, I don't even think people are going to watch. If you're watching this review, you've either hate watched it and just want, like, confirmation from us, which you'll get, or I doubt you're going to watch this for, like, wanting to understand what this movie was. But just because. This movie is actually a combination of the first two Resident Evil games, 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. It follows Chris and Jill as they're in the mansion from Resident Evil 1.
Yep.
And also Claire and Leon, who are in the police station in Resident Evil 2. Both of those games, cutscenes are probably what you should be watching if you want. Like, just play the game. Seriously, go find the Resident Evil 2 remake cutscenes and watch that. It'll be a better Resident Evil movie for you. Joey, you go ahead and start, bro. What did you dislike? So just tell us about the movie.
All right, so again, like you just stated, it's the first and second game. You can tell. If that's a positive, you can tell. You can tell off bat that's what it is. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, I could see what they were trying to do. It's cheesy as hell.
Yeah.
But then again, as a director, as somebody that loves film, as somebody, like, I keep thinking, were you doing that on purpose because 90s movies were cheesy?
Like, trying to see what the director's vision was.
Yeah, like, is that what you were trying to get at? Cool. Visually, the CG didn't get good till literally the end of the movie. That's like they spent all their money on that last part.
Yeah.
That looked good. The rest, the remakes probably look better.
Not even probably. They do.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah.
Like the way the zombies moved.
I like the way the zombies moved.
Because, it gave you that feel of sometimes Resident Evil, they're moving pretty slow. And you can get that headshot off. And then sometimes they're kind of fast.
Yeah.
And that's...
So,
it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the things that I'm kind of pulling out of my, you know what? Because I really don't know what to say about it, but in a sense that...
What you think of the acting?
Subpar.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what I was thinking like after in the car because we rode together, so we had to be quiet.
Oh yeah, we didn't speak on the way home, right?
We didn't speak on the way home, but I'm just like, I would watch this movie on a random Saturday afternoon or like super late at night when there's nothing else and I'm flipping through old Netflix, not new Netflix, because new Netflix films are great. Like an old Netflix film. That's what it felt. It felt like sitting on the couch. You can't find anything to watch at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's what this movie is. So I guess that's a positive because it's watchable. But
yes.
Again, it's still not good.
Yeah. Okay. You know, I will say that it's a watchable. It is a movie.
Yeah.
Like I'll say that.
Let me this last one. I like this better than the super soldier type Resident Evil movies we've got in the past.
I don't know. Some of the old Resident Evil movies were actually they none of them were good.
Yeah.
But actually, some of them actually entertained me more.
If anything, yes.
So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
But let me say what I did like. I liked the set pieces. Like, when they're showing the police station, I'm like, wow, that's pulled right from the game. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the mansion. Mm-hmm. Pulled right from the game. There was one scene where Chris Redfield is fighting in the dark. And he can't see anything. He's fighting these zombies, and the only light source is every time he pulls the pistol. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a pretty creative scene. And it was one of the only scenes that actually kind of entertained me.
Yeah,
and it
was close.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Those close shots.
Yeah, it was really good seeing him. You know, he would see a zombie, shoot, and then pull out his knife. But then the way it ended was pretty subpar and stupid. So let me I'm not gonna add a lot to what Jovi said. This was a bad movie.
You can't shoot at somebody.
What's up?
Like that in that tight space. That for one.
Oh, the way it ended.
She would have killed him.
Oh yeah. yeah. That's true. I
don't care how good of a shot you are.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah. My bad. It's not a good movie. I really don't. I hope I can cut this to be short. It's not good. The plot is, like you said, you jumble you jumble two games into one, mm-hmm. but then you don't even take the good parts from it. Here's my big problem with the movie. It was really boring. Yeah. It was like, the action wasn't good at all. It wasn't exciting when they were walking through shooting zombies. Like, the score didn't sell it at all or anything. No. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there were actually moments. There's a lot of walking in silence. Mm-hmm. That's it. Walking in silence. And this is before the zombies even come, so there's no reason to walk in silence. Yeah. There's a lot of times, like, something else that really annoyed me. Characters clearly know something, but they're not talking about it. And it's not in that sense like I don't know if the Avengers capture Loki and they're like, hey, what are you planning? And Loki's not talking because, you know, he has a plan and you can see it in his eyes. Like, this is literally, hey, you know something that can help both of us. What is it? And the character just literally acts like nothing was said. Like, that really irritated me. It's like, how stupid are you? I didn't... Oh, yeah, what I don't know if you noticed. There were moments where, like, there'd be a scene where there'd be a frame. And the frame would be blank for a good 3 or 4 seconds before someone would walk in and something would start happening. Like, it happened more than at least once.
Again, that has to be a director's choice.
So I'm just like, yo, what? Like, it's just wasting time. And in a movie that's already super slow, we don't need that.
How long was this movie?
It was 1 hour and 47 minutes, which is unbelievable. I couldn't believe that movie was... I was like, yo, we didn't even hit 2 hours? No. That movie was dragging on. Yeah. Like, do you understand how bad that is? You combine 2 movies, make it less... Or 2 games, make it less than 2 hours, and it still bores us. Like... Yeah, it was, like he said, the acting was subpar. Claire was probably the best part of it. Leon was just like seriously, he was the one that it really took me the hardest time to get over. The guy from the best Resident Evil 4, they just destroyed him. Like, they made him a joke in this movie. It's not a good adaptation.
Like she dressed him. made him look like the character.
Who?
Let's say it. What Claire? Could Claire give him? It was like a scene where it's like they tried to make the characters look like the characters.
Well, he didn't look like Leon at all. There's nothing they could have done.
Like,
he didn't look like him. Yeah, the characters weren't faithful to the adaptation. So, like we already talked about how it's not a good Resident Evil movie. As a movie itself, it was bad acting, bad pacing. It was really, really boring.
Straight up.
Like seriously, there was gunfight. Like the first episode of the adaptation for Cowboy Bebop was more exciting to me.
I haven't watched it yet.
And I'm just saying, like, there's not even a lot of action in that. Yeah. It was just more exciting.
Yeah.
And when I was getting to the second Resident Evil movie in the old version, with Mike Epps in it, that was actually more entertaining to me than this movie. And it wasn't a good movie, but it was entertaining. This movie, like, they tried to hit jokes that didn't really hit. They tried to make things cool that weren't really cool. And
I think that what it was they tried to make a video game movie, but they failed. They tried to get away from the stuff that I said I didn't really like about the original ones, and then didn't give us anything to replace it.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job.
They were just like, let's take all that away and then get back to the true walking around hallways, going and
right, like,
rooms.
and you have to make an adaptation good. You know what I mean? If you're walking around in silence, give us something to be tense about. There was a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff that you're just watching that really didn't make sense. Them being children in the orphanage who cared. There was a character. Her name was, I believe it was Lisa, who was Claire's friend. Yeah, that didn't lead to anywhere.
Just let her downstairs.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Jill Valentine's in the movie, so I guess that's something. I mean, I'm really pulling stuff out. Honestly, I don't. What are you gonna? Let's just give this a score and be done with this. What would you give this movie out of 5?
It's a 2.
A 2. I'm gonna give it a 1. So your small couch review score is a 1.5. Resident Evil. Did you watch it? Probably not. But if you did, let us know what you think. Let us know how they could have made a better movie. Yeah, and until next time, we out.
Deuces.